Good afternoon, students, alumni, family, friends, and faculty of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. My name is Pamela Cranston, and I am the Vice Provost for International Programs at Johns Hopkins, as well as a Vice Dean in the Carey Business School. In a few moments, I will introduce to you Interim Dean Dr. Philip Fan, who will preside over these exercises. But first, I would like to begin by thanking our student marshal, Mr. Roger Ashby, for leading our graduates this afternoon. Thank you, Roger. It's a tough job being first. Now I have the great honor to present to you Dr. Philip Fan, Professor and Interim Dean of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduates and family members, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to our stage members of the Board of Overseers, Corporate Advisory Board, and the Dean's Alumni Advisory Board. It is also an honor to have Ray Snow, President of the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association, and Mr. Jeffrey Immelt, Chairman and CEO of General Electric, with us this afternoon. They're all here to celebrate with us your achievements. I am sad to say, however, that this year we are without the presence of the Carey School's biggest booster, its inspiration, indeed, its progenitor. William Polk Carey, our beloved benefactor and singular force for the creation of the Carey Business School, passed away in January at the age of 81 after a brief illness. Bill's vision and tenacity, his generous and unflagging support, and his unwavering belief in business education as the means to improve the lives of millions across the globe form the cornerstone of our school's philosophy and the actions and aspirations of each of our graduates, and will continue to do so. Having him with us at graduation was always a delight, and I asked all of you here today to remember Bill by embracing the enthusiasm and optimism he so readily exuded as we honored this year's graduates. And so, to the class of 2012, I want to express my heartfelt congratulations. I know that this is a day of great satisfaction for you and your family, especially your family that walked with you through this difficult journey, the staff of the Carey School and the professors that were with you throughout. We have all worked very hard to get you here, and the pride you feel is the same pride that we feel watching you graduate. I have to admit to a personal affinity with you, class of 2012. I joined the Carey School around the same time that many of you also started with us. With you, I have experienced the growth of our school with the usual bumps and frustrations and triumphs along the way. Nothing that is worth doing, however, is ever easy or quick. You know that, and I know that. You and I have been together for the last 3 years, and I really believe that we are now joined at the hip. We didn't plan the school this way, if you think about it. When our school was first established, the world was hit by the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. People thought we were crazy to launch a business school at such a time as this. We said, we can't think of a better time. We are, after all, Johns Hopkins. This crisis has put into stark relief the need for a new business paradigm based on the dispassionate reality that the profitability of a business depends on the well-being of a society. Business is therefore deeply implicated in human flourishing. At Carey, the faculty and staff are forced every day to think hard about why, what, and how we teach and practice business the way we do. What has to change? What has to be strengthened? What has to be eliminated? What rules do we have to rewrite so that you, our graduates, can be relevant to the opportunities facing you in the years to come? This school we have set out to build has taken a form in keeping with the best in the country, indeed in the world, but with a distinctive character that is uniquely Hopkins and specifically Carey. Our approach to business education combines theory led by some of the best research faculty in the country, some of whom are on stage with me today, and practice facilitated by some of the most accomplished business practitioners, some of whom are also here on stage with me today. And all of them have a deep appreciation for the role of business in enabling thriving societies. Today, we graduate the charter class of the Global MBA. Many of the ideals that led to the founding of the school have had their first expressions in the curriculum of the Global MBA. Thought and discourse, discovering the market, innovation for humanity are just three of our many interpretations of business education as we see it for the future. However, these and other innovations were also piloted in our evening programs and eventually will make their way, as some of them already have, back into the evening programs. You who are graduating today in the full-time and evening programs can be proud of having helped redefine the business curriculum as it has been taught for more than 100 years. As a school, our influence has extended well beyond the Baltimore-Washington corridor and indeed these United States, with research and academic partnerships in China, India, Rwanda, Germany, Ecuador, Peru, and Brazil, among others. We're making an impact far in excess of our size and youth. At home, our partnerships with other Hopkins divisions, such as the Whiting School of Engineering, NITSA School of Advanced International Studies, School of Medicine, Bloomberg School of Public Health, and Krieger School of Arts and Sciences, continue to grow with the establishment of new programs and joint research initiatives in the areas of healthcare and technology innovation and policy. The quality and innovativeness of these initiatives have drawn the attention of media from around the world, and even some of our competitors. Graduates, you leave here with something else of very special value. You leave here with a degree from the Johns Hopkins University, one of the world's greatest universities. It is an all-access pass to a vast network of people and resources that few schools in the world can match. The Johns Hopkins University has a physical presence in more than 100 countries and a name recognition that is second to none. You should be proud when you walk out of this place as an alumnus or alumna of the Johns Hopkins University. Almost everywhere you go, you will encounter Hopkins alumni in business, government, and nonprofit institutions doing work in service of humanity. As part of this august group, you have a special responsibility to represent us and to do your part for the Carey community wherever you are. Carry that name proudly. In the best traditions of Johns Hopkins, we expect you to give back and to help us continue improving Carey's standing in the world. We have set tough challenges for ourselves, the faculty, staff, and the students here, and we want you to be part of this great future. Congratulations, Johns Hopkins Carey Business School class of 2012. It is now my great honor and pleasure to welcome Dr. Lloyd Minor to the podium. Dr. Minor is Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Johns Hopkins University. A Johns Hopkins faculty member since 1993, Dr. Minor is University Distinguished Service Professor of Otolaryngology and has joint appointments in the departments of Biomedical Engineering and Neuroscience. He served as Director of the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery, in the university's School of Medicine from 2003 until September 2009, when he took office as the university's Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Minor, whom I'm very proud to call a friend, has been a steadfast supporter of the school, and we appreciate his presence with us this afternoon. Provost Minor.
Interim Dean Fan, distinguished members of the faculty, and above all, family, friends, and graduates of the Carey Business School, it's a privilege and a great pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the Johns Hopkins University. The Carey Business School was established in 2007, building on a rich tradition of business education at Johns Hopkins. Since then, the school has accomplished so much, becoming a vital part of our university community. Over the past year, the Carey School has benefited tremendously from the leadership and the vision of Interim Dean Phil Phan. Please join me in thanking Interim Dean Phan for his service, for his advocacy, and for all the ways he has shown how business can transform the world. Phil? It is an exciting time for the Carey Business School, and the university looks forward to the school's continued transformation and growth. On a personal note, I'm delighted to acknowledge and to announce that Assistant Vice Provost Philip Tang is among today's graduates. Phil, where are you? Phil, your insightful advice has shaped so many ideas and initiatives in the provost office, and I'm grateful for your leadership, your tireless commitment to Johns Hopkins, and the many contributions you make every day to our university. And to all the graduates, congratulations. Your long days and late nights have brought you here today. One day soon, you'll look back and wonder how you were able to get it all done. But now, at the end of this long journey, it's time to rest, to remember where you began, and to reflect on how far you've come. You've mastered the SWOT analysis, and you know how to evaluate ROI. But more than that, you've learned how to lead change, to uncover hidden possibilities, and to handle complexity and uncertainty. But there's something even more important. As Carey graduates, you understand the importance of collaboration and creativity, of working together to come up with innovative solutions. Years from now, you may have forgotten the 4 Ps of marketing or how to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. But you will still rely upon your ability to build consensus and to exercise creativity in the face of unstructured problems, conflicting perspectives, and a rapidly changing environment. You're graduating just in time. Our world has never been in greater need of creative collaborators like you. The challenges of the world today are enormous and daunting. The global water crisis, the environment and sustainability, the promise of individualized health, and the struggles of an urbanizing world are but a few of the many challenges that you and your colleagues will face and confront. The needs are great, but just imagine the possibilities. You, our business leaders, will be able to address these challenges in new and innovative ways. The true measure of your success will not be based on market share or quarterly earnings reports, but on your ability to envision a different way and to build and lead teams that will turn good intentions into actions. Today marks a great celebration of your accomplishments, to be sure, but also of the broader Johns Hopkins community. After you leave here today, I hope you will always be proud to call yourself an alumna or an alumnus of the Carey Business School of Johns Hopkins University, as we will always be proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Minor. Now I have the great pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Dean's Alumni Advisory Board, Brian McMillan, who will welcome our graduates to their new status as Johns Hopkins and Carey Business School alumni. Mr. McMillan.
Good afternoon. I'm Brian McMillan, the proud holder of both a bachelor's degree and an MBA from Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. I have the honor of serving as the chairman of the Carey Business School's Dean Alumni Advisory Board, also known by its acronym DAAB or DAB. It was also my pleasure to serve the university for 6 years on the Johns Hopkins Alumni Council. Sorry, a little taller than Phil there. The DAB consists of about 20 Carey Business School graduates who are now all business leaders. We reflect the broad programmatic, geographic, gender, and ethnic diversity that is characteristic of the Carey School. Each board member takes great pride in being an alumnus or alumna of the Carey Business School and the Johns Hopkins University. We have made the commitment to engage and invest in the school and the university through the service on the Dean's Alumni Advisory Board. How does this board fulfill this commitment? By providing a direct line from the school's alumni, specifically their interests, their ideas, and their concerns to the dean. This is no small matter, no hollow formality. The school's leadership attaches great importance to the considerations of our alumni. The insight of Carey graduates can play, and indeed have played, a significant role in the school's direction. That's why I invite all of you in your future roles as alumni to stay connected to the school. One way of doing this is to communicate with the DAAB. Members, we want to hear from you. By staying in contact, you'll help your alma mater maintain its course toward high achievement and distinction. Your perspective will benefit the students who follow you, just as you have benefited from the insights of your predecessors at Carey. I also invite you to stay connected by getting involved. Attend school and university-sponsored events held wherever you happen to be living in the world. When possible, meet up with prospective students. Imagine how much they would gain from hearing about Carey from people who earned their degrees there. And if you've ever been interested in organizing an alumni event in your corner of the world, let the school alumni staff know. You can maintain the connections you've established through your time as a student here and build new connections that will bring more people into the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School family. The commitments of dedicated and generous alumni have helped make it possible for the Carey School to reach important milestones since our inception in 2007. Our accomplishments as alumni further strengthen the school and promise a bright future for you as new graduates. Personally, and on behalf of our entire board and your fellow alumni, I want to extend my most sincere congratulations to all of you as you graduate from this great institution and join the ranks of its proud graduates. You've done it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I would now like to recognize Mr. Ray Snow, President of the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association, who will present some of this year's Alumni Association Awards. Mr. Snow.
It gives me great pleasure to be here today. One of the best things about being president of the Johns Hopkins University Alumni Association is having the ability to attend so many graduations of our students as they join the ranks of Johns Hopkins alumni. I'm delighted to join you here today to present the Johns Hopkins University Heritage Award. Established in 1973 by the Alumni Association, the Heritage Award honors alumni and friends of Johns Hopkins who have contributed outstanding service over an extended period to the progress of the university or the activities of the Alumni Association. This evening, I am honored to present a 2012 Heritage Award to Auburn Bell. Auburn Bell loves all things Hopkins. He began to channel that enthusiasm more formally through volunteer work and service to the university and the Carey Business School shortly after completing his Master's of Administrative Science degree in 1990. Auburn was an active participant in the university's host family program for more than 4 years, supporting the undergraduate students of Hopkins who developing meaningful relationships with our future alumni. From the moment the university announced the naming and creation of the Carey Business School, Auburn was at the ready to offer his time, energy, and resources to the effort of building a world-class business school for Johns Hopkins, actively seeking out opportunities to become more involved with the school. In the spring of 2008, the school Dean Advisory Board was created, and Auburn was invited to join as one of the 18 founding members. He has proven to be a thoughtful and selfless leader on the now 21-member board. He has co-led the board's successful fundraising efforts, which have resulted in the creation of a Dean's Alumni Advisory Board scholarship, among other accomplishments. Auburn is always thinking of ways to create opportunities for positive connection for the school, the university, alumni, and students. He is an accomplished marketing professional, serving as vice president in corporate marketing at Lake Mason. It's a true joy to work with, and his dedication to Hopkins and his spirit embody the attitude we seek in all those associated with Johns Hopkins University. His philanthropic example is a light for others to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Auburn Bell as the recipient of the 2012 Alumni Association Heritage Award. In addition to the Alumni Awards, the Alumni Association also presents awards to faculty. These Excellence in Teaching Awards recognize those faculty whom the students recognize for going above and beyond their basic teaching responsibilities. They help the students learn and often act as mentors through the process. Our two recipients this year certainly fit these criteria. Ravi Aaron, who was recently promoted to associate professor, is receiving this award for the second year in a row. Professor Aaron specializes in healthcare information systems, and he is no stranger to teaching awards, having also received them at New York's University and Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania, as well as a fellowship award from the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation. Senior professional instructor Joseph Colantoni is also a two-time recipient of this award. He is a senior financial economist for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in Washington, D.C., and his work involves estimating bank failure costs, pricing deposit insurance, and providing risk management to support the FDIC's multi-billion-dollar insurance fund. Ravi and Joseph, could you please stand and please join me in a round of applause for these two outstanding and distinguished members of the faculty. On behalf of the Alumni Association, welcome to our community. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snow. Congratulations to Auburn Bell, Ravi Aaron, and Joe Colatoni. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Megan Devlin, the first of our two class of 2012 student speakers. Megan is graduating with her MBA in Medical Services Management, having already received a doctorate of pharmacy from Ohio Northern University. Currently working at the Johns Hopkins Hospital, Megan is making her mark in patient care through her day-to-day work at the hospital and through her leadership role with the American Society of Health System Pharmacists. Megan.
Many of us chose to attend the Carey Business School because we wanted to change the world. I'm graduating from Carey today, feeling more empowered than ever to do just that. Am I idealistic? Absolutely. Am I unrealistic? No. The Chicago architect Daniel Burham once said, "Make no small plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood, and probably themselves will not be realized." Think big. We entered business school during a pivotal time in the history of American business. The housing market was declining, and the unemployment rate continued to rise. The political arena changed as President Obama was inaugurated into office, and the Tea Party came of age. The government was bailing out the auto and banking industries, while concerns grew regarding the national deficit. In times such as these, why would anyone want to go to business school? There have been many big thinkers throughout history who have made the impossible possible even in troubling times. Our education and experience has taught us that victory often emerges from failure. We have all experienced failure in life, whether it was in the academic arena with a group project gone wrong or a failed examination, or within the experiential arena with a failed business venture or investment. Big thinkers persevere through failure and capitalize on mistakes. Indeed, the inventor Thomas Edison stated, "I have not failed. I know several thousand things that won't work." Big thinkers look at today's economic environment and see opportunity, an opportunity to reinvent business, an opportunity to reinvent healthcare, an opportunity to reinvent the global marketplace. Look no further than the global MBA students in Kenya, Rwanda, Peru, and India working with nonprofit organizations and social entrepreneurs to stimulate global economies, or the students in the Masters of Science of Information Systems degree program, learning how to develop new electronic infrastructures and market innovative technological products. My colleagues in the MBA and Medical Services Management program have completed capstone projects ranging from the development of a business plan for the creation of a mobile medical van to examining new revenue streams for a nonprofit health clinic in Anne Arundel County. Carey has given me the tools to help change the way healthcare is delivered. The knowledge and experience I have gained through the curriculum have given me confidence and courage to face the tough problems in the business of medicine. By combining clinical experience and business expertise, we can develop new strategies to tackle old problems, including continuity of care, creating meaningful technological platforms, and reducing healthcare costs. We are the new generation of business leaders, leaders who have been taught with humanity in mind, leaders who understand how the decisions made in the United States can impact countries thousands of miles away, leaders who are willing to show the world that business and ethics are synergistic principles instead of antagonistic ideals, leaders who understand that big plans only become reality through efficient operations, sound financials, and a focus on improving the lives of employees and customers. As we move forward, we must not forget the feats we have accomplished, and we must continually strive to better our communities and our world. Yes, the road ahead is filled with barriers, but it is also filled with opportunities for entrepreneurs and business leaders. How do you build sustainable markets in a global economy? How do you develop an affordable healthcare system that improves public health and promotes patient safety? How will emerging technologies impact new product development and the global supply chain? How will leaders manage a new generation of employees who grew up with social media and a culture that promotes instant gratification? How do you reinvent traditional industries like banking, manufacturing, and real estate to remain viable and successful? We might not have the answers to all of these questions, but we do have the tools and the passion to discover the answers. Think big, make no small plans, leave a legacy. Be a dreamer who's crazy enough to believe that you can change the world.
I think I want to go back to school. Thank you, Megan. Our second student speaker this evening is Aaron Landgraf, a member of the first full-time MBA class at Carey. This is the third time that Aaron will be graduating from Johns Hopkins. He's a lifer, as we call it. Having received a bachelor's degree in physics and math in 2006 and a Master of Science in environmental planning and management in 2009. Passionate about the environment, he co-founded the Energy and Environment Club at Carey and worked at Booz Allen Hamilton last summer as an energy efficiency fellow. Aaron?
Thank you, Interim Dean Fan. I'm honored to be speaking on behalf of the students, and in preparation, I asked a number of people what I should say to the audience on such an important day. Interestingly enough, everyone I spoke to gave the same advice. Aaron, they said, it doesn't matter what you say. What matters is that you keep your remarks brief. When I look out on the audience today, I see the support network of families, friends, and loved ones that make my classmates the amazing people they are today. You've come from all over the world to celebrate with us and can be proud of what your graduates have achieved. I also see the enormously dedicated and passionate staff, faculty, and administration of the JHU Carey Business School. Together, albeit with some very late nights and no shortage of new gray hairs, we are transforming the landscape of business education. To all of you who support us, the class of 2012 will walk across the stage today because of your endless efforts. Thank you for what you have done to make this day possible. Now I'd like to tell you the story of a person whose name we know quite well. As a boy, he dropped out of school at the age of 12 to work his family farm after his father decided to free his slaves. In his late teens, he worked as a grocer for his uncle, but quit because his uncle refused to accept moonshine whiskey in exchange for goods. In his 20s, he started a business with his brothers that became the leading supplier to grocery stores across Maryland and Virginia. He collected so much moonshine that he launched his own profitable brand of whiskey. As a wealthy businessman, he invested in real estate and a fledgling operation that became the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, now a key component of any successful strategy in the game of Monopoly. This farmer turned grocer turned opportunistic entrepreneur amassed so much wealth that upon his death in 1873, he gave $7 million to an upstart hospital and university in his hometown of Baltimore. At that point, his gift, which for all you finance majors who are trying to figure out the inflation rate is $135 million in 2012, was the largest in US history. This man is Johns Hopkins, and we are his legacy. When the Johns Hopkins University opened in 1876, its first president, Daniel Coit Gilman, defined a mission that still remains true today. The object of the university, Gilman wrote, is to develop character. Its purpose is not so much to impart knowledge. I repeat, its purpose is not so much to impart knowledge as to whet the appetite of students, exhibit methods, develop powers, strengthen judgment, and invigorate the intellectual and moral forces. Our simple aim is to make scholars strong, bright, useful, and true. In 4 words, knowledge for the world. 130 years later, the Carey Business School opened its doors to a world crying out for solutions to a multitude of problems. And we, as graduates of the Johns Hopkins University, now have the methods and the character to create and deliver those solutions. We must embrace Gilman's charge to think beyond ourselves and advance the society where we live. With our training in management, real estate, finance, and organizational development, we must think and act both globally and locally. We must embrace ambiguity, ask difficult questions, and challenge the status quo. None of this will be easy, but from what I know of my classmates, our world is in very capable hands. I wish to close with a quote from the Israeli author Ari Penkovici. Graduation is only a concept. In real life, every day you graduate. It is a process that goes on until the last day of your life. If you can grasp that, you'll make a difference. To the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School class of 2012, congratulations. I'm amazed by all that we have accomplished during our short time together. More importantly, I'm excited for the future because I know that we've only just begun. I look forward to making a difference with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Now I have the privilege of acknowledging a number of students who have distinguished themselves during their academic career at the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. I would like to start by congratulating those baccalaureate recipients graduating with honors. Those of you present this afternoon, please rise when I call your name. Roger Nathaniel Ashby, Margoshota Kravokia, Douglas James Lamud, Essen Mamouye, Svetlana Omaro, Angel Knockoff, Joshua Reich, Neil Warren Schenk, Jeremy D. Winter. Congratulations. Please have a seat. The Delta Sigma Pi Scholarship Key is awarded each year to the undergraduate student with the highest grade point average. Today, this award goes to Roger Nathaniel. Ashby. The Edward J. Stegman Memorial Award is presented annually to graduate students who have completed their degree and maintained a perfect 4.0 grade point average throughout their program. This year we have 2 students who have accomplished this. Will the recipients of this award please come forward? Megan Virginia Davlin, graduate with an MBA in Medical Services Management. Philip Tang, graduating with an MBA in Organizational Development, a member of the so-called cohort. Congratulations to all of you for your remarkable achievements. Now, it is my very great honor to introduce our main speaker for this afternoon, Mr. Jeffrey Immelt, the 9th chairman of General Electric. Named last year as chairman of President Obama's Council on Jobs and Competitiveness, he's also a member of the Business Council. A graduate of both Dartmouth College and the Harvard Business School, he has been with GE for 29 years. Leading this great company during the last few turbulent years, Mr. Immelt has been focusing the business on its core strengths. During his tenure, he has been named the world's best CEO 3 times by Barron's, a measure of his innovative leadership at one of the world's oldest and most successful companies. It is a great honor to have him with us today to impart a little bit of his wisdom to us. Please welcome Mr. Jeffrey Immelt.
Thank you, Dean Fan and Provost Minor. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you for your service to the Carey Business School. Thanks to the school for your great hospitality, and welcome to family and friends. And Megan and Aaron, great words. Congratulations to both of you. That was really something, so congratulations to you. Most of all, congratulations to the Carey Business School Class of 12, and thanks for allowing me to join your celebration and be a small part of your very big day. And to each and every graduate, congratulations on a job well done. I know that some of you were full-time students, including members of the charter class of the Global MBA program. Others sit here today having balanced professional careers with the rigors of your degree. I know that's true for Gareth Warren. Gareth works at GE Capital. Gareth, congratulations. Gareth, congratulations. Now get back to work, okay? I hope you're all, regardless of which school you're in, I hope you're all ready to lead. This afternoon, I want to discuss the world we live in and why your contributions will be so critical in the future. Before I do that, I want to say that GE shares several bonds with you in this great university. First, GE hires about 4,000 graduates every year. This is something I mention at every commencement I'm invited to because it's shameless. Let's face it, it gives me credibility, your parents like it, and usually it gets a little bit more of your attention. But more important is our linkage with innovation. In 1876, when Johns Hopkins was founded, it was the very first research university in the United States. It was during that very same year that Thomas Edison would build a global research center, the very first industrial research center to be established in the US. This was the beginning of GE, the great company that I lead. We both have an enduring belief that research leads to innovation, invention, and discovery. And these solutions will in turn enable us to make a positive contribution to the world. Bill Brody, your former president, was a longtime collaborator with GE, so we admire Johns Hopkins greatly. GE is the world's largest infrastructure company. We have a mission: to build, power, move, and cure the world. The Carey Business School also has a mission. In your words, business should be taught with humanity in mind. And I agree with this philosophy. I've always believed that companies should serve two roles. We need to deliver for investors, and we must be a positive force for change. Last year, I was part of a CEO delegation led by Senator McCain to Tunisia and Egypt. This was right after the Arab Spring. What was obvious right away is that there would be no sustained social progress, even freedom, without economic growth. We see the same thing across Europe and the United States. Economic growth and competitiveness is at the foundation of a successful society. You're entering a world at a time when people are confused about business. Are we part of the problem or part of the solution? You have no idea how many times I've heard politicians say, "Why can't you jerks just create some jobs?" Think of the past decade or so. The end of the 1990s seemed like a period of unprecedented prosperity. We were full of confidence that our assumptions would carry us to even greater successes in the new century. Then the tech bubble burst, a recession ensued, the United States was attacked, 2 wars began, a hurricane nearly destroyed New Orleans, the housing market collapsed, and a global financial crisis plunged us into the worst recession since the Great Depression. We had an oil spill in the Gulf that went uncapped for nearly 3 months. Japan suffered a devastating earthquake and nuclear crisis. I'd go on, but we're here to celebrate. The global economy has been reset. Volatility is the new normal. China's a key engine of economic growth. It's what pulls most of the emerging countries forward. China's going through a transition, but growth will continue. China scares a lot of people, as does globalization in general. But the fact is, China will remain a big economic force, and we can't be scared to engage. Europe is an important economy in disarray. Every day there's new headlines about financial risk. Their political leaders must deal with important trade-offs between fiscal responsibility and growth, and there seems to be little leadership. The US economy gets a little bit better every day. There's more confidence. Housing seems to have stabilized. There's a little progress when it comes to employment. Things are improving, but the recovery is slow. And the progress could be stopped unless we deal with the huge fiscal cliff that the US faces at the end of this year. This can only be solved by Congress, and that is a problem. So there's a level of uncertainty entering the US economy. Put all these things together, and you can begin to understand why people are in a bad mood. We have tough economic challenges with little leadership. So what do you think? Should we just give up, or can we win? Well, this is a great time for leadership. I actually think we're at a turning point. American business has come out of the crisis better than ever. We have more cash and resources today than at any time in our history. I know we can win. But the time for talking is over. There's a lot that's working today in the United States and around the world, by the way. If we build on our successes, we can restore a sense of confidence and hope for a better future. So I'm going to give you just a quick summary of the successful actions that can rebuild this country, any country around the world, and our companies. First, we've got to invest more in leadership. We've got to invest more in research leadership. We need a profound commitment to innovation and technology. In the US, R&D spending has stagnated at 2% of the GDP, and that needs to go up. With an MBA, you understand the science of management. You better learn the science of science. Technology is the only long-term sustainable competitive advantage. In GE, over the last decade, we've gone from 2% of our revenue to 6% of our revenue plowed back into R&D. In 2012, we'll launch more new products than at any time in our history, roughly twice our average. We think that a focus on science, technology, innovation has to be the cornerstone of any successful country, any successful company, and is a key to job creation. Next, we have to invest in a manufacturing renewal in this country. The U.S. completely bought into a Darwinian nature of markets that said you could go from farming to manufacturing to services without any second thought or consequences. We happen to be the only country in the world that believed in that playbook, and we now know that it was a mistake. If you look at global costs over the last 30 years, materials were expensive, and the largest piece of anybody's cost structure tended to be labor. We lived in a deflationary time period. Times are now different. We live in more of an inflationary period where the cost of materials are really the largest cost on anybody's income statement. In this environment, manufacturing, owning your own supply chain, is a huge competitive advantage. And that's what we've seen in our appliance business. We're in the process of bringing 1,000 jobs back to the United States from Mexico and China to make appliances. We're using new technology and techniques to make that happen. We can't deny that the manufacturing base is what creates the middle class. And for companies like GE, it's also the way we create competitiveness. Third, we've got to embrace globalization and win around the world. GE is the U.S.'s second biggest exporter after Boeing. We make 100 large gas turbines in Greenville, South Carolina. Not a single one will be sold in the United States this year, not one. Instead, we will ship them to Saudi Arabia, China, every other corner of the world. Yet there's still fear around globalization. I understand it, especially when unemployment is high. But the fact is, we all have to do a better job of explaining globalization and convincing people that we just can't close our eyes and pretend the rest of the world doesn't exist. We just have to do a better job of telling the story that markets overseas mean jobs here. In the next 20 years, in your lifetime, there's going to be 3 billion more consumers joining the middle class outside the United States. 3 billion. Now, you're all graduates of a business school. I don't have to tell you that that's 3 billion potential new customers. Creating a job in China doesn't necessarily mean losing one in the US. Putting a research center in Bangalore doesn't mean we can't invent cutting-edge technology in Baltimore. We can't be afraid, and we can't apologize for doing business globally. We have to compete. And to compete, we need to lead the industrial internet. It's connecting big industrial technology and data with analytics in unprecedented ways to drive efficiency. Think about it this way. The airlines around the world lost money last year because of high fuel prices. If we can increase the fuel efficiency of GE's installed base of jet engines by 1 percentage point, that creates $3 billion of earnings for our customers. We wipe out all of their losses. All of the technology and social media, everything you read about Facebook and Groupon, will be applied to the industrial setting. And we can do that by studying more about analytics and computer science, and that's going to open up new jobs and opportunities. Similarly, we need to have innovative thinking about the future of energy in this country. We just need to do it. Thanks in part to education and training and ingenuity, we sit on all kinds of technology that can drive energy efficiency and conservation. But here in the United States, we also sit on a wealth of renewables and a huge amount of natural gas. We have as many natural resources in the ground in the United States as many places around the world that are considered to be energy exporters. And I can tell you that by 2020, the U.S. could be on our way towards energy independence, job creation, and pollution reduction. The U.S. could be a global energy leader. But to do that, we've got to increase R&D, and we need a framework for public and private partnerships. And finally, we've got to improve healthcare access while lowering cost. And I know that is a special area of interest here. I commend your decision to organize this school to focus its degree programs on the study of business issues in healthcare and life sciences. Leading GE, I know a lot about healthcare. We spend $3 billion every year on employee healthcare cost, and I lead a company that has a $20 billion healthcare business. Every country in the world grapples with the questions of cost, quality, and access. Now, there's a lot of great things about healthcare right now. We're making a major investment, as are others, in life-changing R&D. And there's no reason why in our lifetime we can take several cancers and turn them from killing diseases to make them chronic in our lifetime. But at the same time, if we think this country can thrive with 10% healthcare inflation year after year after year, we are crazy. Healthcare cannot choke off our ability to compete, so we have to control costs. One way is by making consumers healthier and giving them ways to improve their own living habits and be accountable for their own healthcare. We're also working with other large employers. In Cincinnati, for example, we're working with other companies and big providers with the global goal of improving healthcare while decreasing cost. And it's working. The private sector should be experimenting with multiple new healthcare business models, and I'm completely convinced that the private sector can lead in these efforts. So I've seen some of these things, and I've seen them work. The power of technology, the rejuvenation of manufacturing, the incredible vision of the industrial internet, the opportunity of globalization, the way that America can be an energy leader, and the impact of great institutions like Johns Hopkins and companies like GE to drive leadership in healthcare. I know that we can improve our economy, our companies, and our competitiveness. And the output of all of our actions, all of the things that we have seen work, must be to create work. We can't blame people around the world for being frustrated. After all, they've seen major institutions fail. But there's only one answer for the anger from the right and the populism from the left, and that is economic growth and the jobs it creates. I'm often asked, you read all these negative stories in the newspaper, how does a business leader stay focused? And the answer is easy. Don't read many newspapers. But the truth is, there's always opportunity. People today want to be led. They don't want someone who will tell them, hey, you're right, we're doomed, we might as well give up. They want positive leadership. People want their leaders to understand reality, but they'll follow somebody who can draw a play in the dirt and say, hey, team, let's go do it. They really want positive leadership. Now, I graduated from business school exactly 30 years ago this month. Unemployment in the US was 12%. I was $60,000 in debt, and I went to work at GE making $30,000 a year. I needed a vision. My hero was the president at that time, President Reagan. Today you read about President Reagan as an icon of conservative values. But I liked him because he was a positive leader. There was never class warfare, there was no anger, and the words were simple. Let's bring people together and get the job done. So my dream for you, as new business leaders coming in the world today, is to be a positive leader. Positive leaders are curious and humble and inclusive. They always want to learn more. No matter how old I get, I always remember that no job is beneath me. In 1989, I led GE's appliance service business. We had a catastrophic failure of our refrigerators, and we had to replace over 3 million compressors. To understand what went wrong, I went into people's homes to fix refrigerators. And I learned how to fix compressors. And let me tell you, there's no better way to learn from failure or to be humbled than for a math major to sit on someone's kitchen floor while the ice cream melts. But I learned then something that I carry with me today. There's no job in my company that I won't personally do. Positive leaders are good team builders. I often say that GE is a we company, not a me company. Our success is built on our culture, and our culture is one where we enjoy working with each other and seeing our colleagues succeed. So make your work about more than your own success. For me, the most satisfying accomplishment is to help people gain their own confidence and learn to compete for themselves. Positive leaders are transparent. That means more than just being honest. You have to be open in spirit and conduct. And don't discourage disagreement, welcome it. Even if you reject an alternative idea, appreciate it and give it fair consideration. Never underestimate the power of diversity of thought. Positive leaders are courageous and giving. You will always have instances where you have to deliver negative news, difficult truths that are in the best interest of your enterprise. but be resilient in the face of criticism, persistent in the pursuit of change. Positive leaders share a common responsibility to narrow the gap between the weak and the strong. And that's why I'm so passionate about creating manufacturing jobs in the United States. Positive leaders take on tough problems. There will be thousands of studies about what caused the economic crisis over the past few years. But there's only one solution for our national mood: growth, competitiveness, and jobs. And that's why I took on the challenge of leading the President's Jobs Council. So what's my responsibility? Or more importantly, what's your responsibility someday? To tell people the truth, build a confident team that's willing to take action, compete, do things that matter, learn from criticism, but don't be discouraged by critics. Fight for your beliefs, lead. Let the cynics do the talking, let the politicians do the bickering. It's time for business leaders to go to work. And through our innovative action and the growth it creates, we'll make a better future for all. Congratulations, graduates. I look forward to your contributions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Immelt, for your message of positive leadership. I feel quite confident that this group is up to the task. And they're also ready for their diplomas, I'll bet. Now for the business at hand, your diplomas. I would like to invite first to receive their diplomas this afternoon those who have earned the degree Master of Business Administration. So, will the Master of Business Administration candidates seated in rows 1 and 2 please rise and form a procession in the aisle to your right. Associate Dean of Students William Kuzer, please come to the podium to announce the graduates.
Will the graduates who will be awarded the degree Master of Business Administration please come forward? Kara Sokol. Kristen Irene Pomeroy. Tara Renee Warren. Joshua Robert Boyle. Brianna Carol Boyle. Antoinette Elizabeth Sproul. Marie Grace Auguste. Rachel Bradley. Angela Marie Bernstein. Tamara Pasano Wiggs. Mary Dry Har. Matthew Eversman. Christopher Robert Barnhill. Matthew John Gillis. Benjamin Sayo. Bradley Arthur Vernon Walters. George Witherington Ittman. Elliot Marquis. Gabriel Charles Plumer. Joseph A. Borelli. Aaron O'Boyle. Nicholas Pan. Jude Idam. Oleg Tarkovsky. Carrie Ann Maras. Megan Virginia Davlin. Jacqueline J. Pelham. Carrie Stein. Howard Wayne Francis. Richard Goff. Kathy Stanfield. Jonathan Ashley Collis Johnson. Glenn Bennett Kedover. Angelo Encarnacion. David Bartels Sneed. Trevor Durin. William Gammon Graves. Hao Yu. Yupeng Fu. Kathar Muthu Ramaswamy. Ken Wuyama. Hefei Chu. Jiqiang Lin. Trevor Timothy Kuhar. Joao Nerona. Xiaoying Lai. Lee J. Richard Shi. Hansi Ju. Shanshan Yang. Yuing Zhu. Aaron Landgraf. Vasilios Ionetes. Rakesh Srinivasan. Pia Sethi. Nathaniel Dawson Bender. James Patrick Finnegan III. Anita Francis Oko. Chuk Alice Chan. Bob Kopos. Tina Teng Yuan. Azuma Kato. Sylvia Sofia Garcia. Helen C. Kim. Maria Gabriela Tercero. Carla Guzman. John Damian Rugis. Alicia Felix. Sia Jasmine Wande. Enrique Villa. Bombay Boma. Sophie Kenju. Justin Benedict. Yvonne Bennett Barnes. John Karumba Kargiri. Joy M. Anderson. Tuan Vin Tu. Mark A. Salmon. Henry Kayaka. Diana Verilyn Bordley. Gareth Parnell Warren. Satyavati Munanarayana. Elvina Fong. Stephanie Diana Churchill. Annie Shansavong Hawkins. Cynthia Engel. Chiwan David Kwan. Dennis Ferretia. Rung Rung Chang. Wei-Jer Liu. Olusegun Oladepo Ogunsanlade. Lauren May Drake. Jack Hirsch. Shahad Al-Shihel. Sabina Moise Karim. Brett Jacob Victor. Allison Harding Kuzer. Sung Zoon Oh. Eliza Hewlett. Anthony Hafey. Robin Lee Kalman. Carolyn Nold. Daisy Priyadi. Ayano Fujii. Ichuan Clement Wu. Jarrett Gilbride Bauer. Yuchun Xie. Yuan Lu. Pei Li. Jirfeng Li. Jinying Chu. Ifan Lai. Chia Hao Chang. Dandan Lu. Jiancheng Guo. Yushu Huan. King Yip. Jigar Mehta. Teja Gianti. Abhishek Sungal. Pranendu Gupta. Roy Pack. Ronnie F. Abirad. Zachary Timothy Davis. Allison Kapner. Melissa Cededo. Arthi Mandavia. Philip Tang. Adam Marquis Smith. Leticia Lyford Pike. Salim Cheliktan. Mustafa Moslumalu. Hassan Erkin. Tanti Nantida Rongtripop. Inez Johnson. Ali Jaffrey. Corey Owen Boyce. Alexis Carmela Brown. Hay Park. David Justin Auerbach. Ray Shamsel Furi Ahmed. Stephen L. Taylor. Michael Milachevsky. Chandria Nicole Turnbull. Heather Lynn Sherbert. Karen L. Johnson. Maria Morales. Nikola Agatic. Vahe Hovanesian. Jeffrey Charles McCluskey. Brian Michael Levine. Lavina Patel. Susan Birkinshaw. Lauren Juliana Meza. Need Tego. Wayne A. Dunbar. Sripathy Subramania. Jirusman Chapana Hali. Krista Lynn Gallagher. Uzoma C. Ugo. Patricia A. Roman. Sean Scott. Ellen Marie Fisher. Mohammed Hassan Marziban. Stan Zhang. Demisha Porsche. Janet DePass. Abuna F. Ade. Kaylis Melinda Johnson. LaKenya J. Anderson. Chigozie Ajagba. Teresa Eileen Milton. Damian Devon Proctor. Claudia Lorraine Balani Atanga. Charles Brannon Hawkins III. Christmas Chambers. Talandria Tia Hodges. April Marie Sorono. Milan T. Lay. Dinesh Lal. Muralidhar Baparaju. Sampath Srivatsan. Caroline Louise Cutts. Preeti Hans. Anna Nagel. Courtney Blair Berkoltz. Mujahida Chenzai. Lauren M. Pruss. Yuchai Ye. Kapiler Vijay Thilakar. Daniel McDermott. Walter Gaberselassie. Rumnik Alik. Nicole Ridgway. Musa Juf. Rebecca Marie Cheeseman Casavant. Jatinder Bambra. Tapika Reme Gowda. Bridget Sarita Crawley. Vineet Joshi. Muralidhar Komumula. Sergei Panasenkov. Raihona Atahoja Eva. Ahmed H. Adan. Elikem Adai Nuku. Kwesi Ntioma R. Caitlin Donahue. Andrew Edward Salins. Thomas Benton Jenkins. Daniel Timothy Hilton. Matthew A. Adeola. Lynn Lee. Anna Medvedeva. Nino Tabatazzi. David Paul Levenstim. Kane Michael Morano. Fiat Nguyen. Charles J. Von Bacher. Barry Christopher Howard. Kelly Marie Horney. Ava Sulanen Samard. Kranthi Kumar Kodali. Russell R. Zint. Kylie M. Helfrich. Vidya Shankaranarayan. Jonathan Mark Fry. Matthew Philip Johnson. Bartholomew Jacob Thornburg. Satyesh Kumar. Daniel Macias. Adam Wesley Vicks. Mark Zwieman Nefcourt. Yi Lun Chen. Jae Loon Wan. Janet Dara. Olugbenga Adiyinka. Tony Akoy. Sharmili Mukhopadhyay. Raghavendra Reddy Pulakurthi. Amar W. Bairayan. Roberto Barcena. Shannon E. Murray. Ying Li Chen. David Amoruso. Michael Letieri. Ashley Saybold. Yana Vinikov. Aaron Mushrow. Edward Michael Stevenson. Kaylin Tate Allen. Joshua J. Raymond. Harry Christopher Knoxted. Milagros de la Vega Mendez. Lalima Maski. Maria Angustia D. Carrion. Michael Nguyen. Ka N. Nguyen. Sean Mundy. Stephen M. Gong. Kimberly Ann Moore. Joan Marie Levin. Brad Medley. Moon Bardhan. Adelhaida Hatibovich. Stacy Alexandra Mullen. Zebby Elizabeth Voss. Curtis H. Austin. Erin Marie McDermott. Komita T. Primalani. Michael Wang. Michael Morano. Jeffrey Bruce Clough. Olga E. Maltseva. Sean Bailey. Mark Joseph Schreiber. Matthew Allen Cohen. Craig D. Hopkins. Allison Courtney Coble. Sadaf Hossein Malik. Asia Elizabeth Castillo. Jamila R. Ackerman. On behalf of the school and the university, I would like to congratulate the most recent group of Master of Business Administration graduates.
That's a tough act to follow. Thank you, Bill. Will the graduates who will be awarded dual degrees, Master of Science and Master of Business Administration, please come forward? Thomas Joseph Quinlan. Diaria Larentiva. Avani J. Shaw. Glenn Eads. Tony C. Wong. On behalf of the school and the university, I would like to congratulate this most recent group of dual degree recipients, Master of Science and Master of Business Administration graduates. Will the graduates who will be awarded the degree Master of Science please come forward? William Agabayan Wang. David F. Rubin. Cyrus Jovan. Hans Ikamba Lasway. Joseph Ragland. Amy E. Shodenday. Elizabeth Morrison. Samuel Lee Edward Henderson. Manuel Barrio. Elaine Vroman. Christopher Allen Ford. David Phillips. Brian Marshall Hennessy. Andrew Moratini. Aaron Andrew Smith. Justin Ross. Bernadette Monica Pont. Phyllis Doris. Iftikhar Chowdhury. Jacob Alexander Arts. Vilavon Aileen Dara. John W. Rogers. Kevin E. Buckley. Stephen Plummer. Garrett Michael Datz. Catherine Grace Conahan. Kevin Scott Hall. Dewan Sharay Burton. Scott Edward Purnell Saunders. Heather C.R. Williams. Chanel Crowder. Matthew Kilmurray. Seward Bonnie Cooper. Matthew Cotty. Aaron Adaro. Jennifer Jane Smith. Angela Schmidt. Byron Anstein. Kristen L. Eber. Jessica Lynn McCann. Jessica Dawn Foster. Molly Fernandes. Lama Hinawi. Ki Young Soo Kim. Melody Campbell. Nelsinia G. Reynolds. Lara R. Hartman. Kristen Michelle Leono. Adam John Mormon. Michael Minervini, sorry. John Puller. Daniel John Severin. Yam Kwan Su. Wen Chin Bien. Jen Yu Liang. Yu Wang. Yang Gu Wo. Sachiko Yasunaga. Yi Wen Chen. Camille Marie Gauthier. Jeffrey M. Covell. Amit Kumar Varma. Jessica Therese Hendricks. Amy Wong. Khalid H. Khatib. Lara Fisher. Virginia Humphrey. Virginia R. Hoban. Catherine Gilreath. Taryn Wayne Davis. Ezra Chabuka Chibwe. Abermo Muntum. Jason Albino Okindor. Serena M. Waters. William James Griffith. Kathleen M. Forbush. Charles Allen Morgan. Nojud Khalid Al-Kraithni. Ben Edward Brock, Jr. Rooney Obeng Anipa. Utami Ambarsari. Ying Wu. Yuan Wang. Sujanya Bulaganawar. Isabel Sandrin Nana. Ron Deng. Chen Mei Jun. Sarah W. Irungyu. Qian Huang. Yu Ping Wang. Yanxi Ye. Jing Yang. Ankita Meni. Dominique G. Cobb Jenkins. Imran Kabir. Jehun Karayev. Jingzhan Zhang. Weilei Wu. Atanaska Deneva. E. Young. Andrew McGeehee. Sunya Allen. Olufemi Ormotorosho. Yoon Kyung Chung. Walker Lee West III. Peter Chiwese. Jennifer Kolodny. Is it Broad? Matthew Donald Broad. Robert Maxwell Siegel. Caitlin Troxel. Jessica Julia Gappa. Kei Ting Young. Peng An Jen. Yu Ying Chow. Min Loon Patricia Lin. Ahmed Al-Amoudi. Ryan Al-Maghrebi. Faris Ibrahim Al-Madani. Abara Dalawi. Andrew Lyons. Daniel P. Warshalak. Michael S. Bryant. Janice Wong. Nicholas Raymond Miller. Anthony J. Gigliotti. Shalise Josephs. Yi-Shin Liu. Yu Cheng Chen. On behalf of the school and the university, I would like to congratulate our most recent group of Master of Science graduates. And last but certainly not least, will the graduates who will be awarded the degree Bachelor of Science please come forward? Brian Sutton. Olga Grant. Lisa L. Moreland. Janice Carol Williams. Ayana Teal. Siddharth Jha. Roger Taliento, voter. Yu Ting Wong. Diana Lee. Malgorzata Krawkowiak. Lisa M. Pravanza. I'm sorry, Linda. This is Lisa. Lisa Gail Manfuso. Victoria Norton. Melissa Saduji. Daniel Listhouse. Robert Earl Jackson. Caleb Penrod. Max Moog. Latanya Denise Waith. Regina Hawkins. Adrienne L. Morrow. Dominique Brittany Daniels. Hilda Perez. Olivia Chike Chow. Shui Felicia Zhang. Sang Woo Shin. Jae Sang Kim. Tanya Ayanak Ayiva. Close? Cyrus Guzdar. April V. Gibson. Roger Nathaniel Ashby. And now, on behalf of the school and the university, I would like to congratulate our most recent group of Bachelor of Science graduates. Before concluding today's ceremony, I would like to welcome each member of the 2012 graduating class into the family of alumni of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. Our alumni are our school's most valued ambassadors. We very much want, need, and look forward to your continued involvement with the school as alumni. I would also like to take just a moment to thank all the staff, students, and faculty who gave assistance this afternoon in helping make this a truly wonderful and joyous occasion. Thank you all. Finally, May graduates, I think you know, but just in case you didn't, consider this a gentle reminder that you can pick up your real diplomas on the second floor of this building after the ceremony. This concludes the ceremony. Thank you so much for all of you for being with us here today. I'd like to ask our guests to please remain at your seats until all the faculty, our VIPs, and our graduates have left the auditorium. Then I hope you will all join us in the lobby for reception to honor these newest graduates of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. Will the graduates, faculty, and honored guests please rise?